Hey guys, and welcome back to That LP Show. The name of the game is EarthBound for the Super NES. We're here in the arcade because we need to take down the sharks in order to talk to the mayor and get to the key to the touring entertainer shack so we can access Giant Step, our first Your Sanctuary location. Off camera, I took the liberty of doing a few things. First of all, I went to the store after fighting a few enemies, and I picked up the cheap bracelets, only $98, so it shouldn't take you that long. On top of that, I also took the time to level up to level 8. I just ran around the outside of the arcade area and fought the sharks that randomly appear as regular enemies, and I leveled up to level 8, mainly because I wanted to get one particular move. PSI Rockin Alpha. Yeah, this is a move exclusive to Ness. It's his main psychic attack. It targets all enemies, and it's named after whatever your favorite thing was. So, yeah, whatever you put there under favorite thing when you're first filling out all those forms at the beginning of the game, that's what your special attack is going to be. So this is the only time I'm really going to recommend grinding. You don't have to, but at this early stage in the game, and this is one of my main complaints about EarthBound, is early on in the game, it can be really, really tough because you're all alone, you're extremely underpowered, it's easy for enemies to overwhelm you. I just wanted to level up to level 8 to get this attack, just in case we end up in a rough situation where we need a multi-targeting attack. It's recommended for this upcoming boss. Anyway, as soon as we pass by this guy, he just runs right up to us and he initiates a battle, so let's finish him off. Okay, while fighting all of the sharks in an attempt to level up, I also gained a whole bunch of hamburgers. That'll actually be very good for us. This is probably the best healing item in the game so far. We'll get better, but for right now, it's the best we've got. You sound like a real whiner to me. Don't get lippy or I'll kick your butt. Okay, let's talk to this guy right here. Hey kid, do you want to become a member? Yeah, sure, why not? I'll join a gang. Come back after you finish EarthBound. Okay, well I'm gonna have to get through you in order to do that, so I'll pick no. And at this point, I'm one-shotting all of these guys. Frank has an incredibly powerful weapon. If you get your hands on it, I bet you can stand against any enemy. Yeah, I kind of saw some robot thing in the backyard looking over the fence. And once again, this guy will bum rush us, and he'll tell us that we need to equip items in order to actually use them. So, good advice. And then he's gonna attack us. Alright, what do you have to say? Gibberish. Okay, not every NPC in the game has anything important to say. Some of them will just say things that are supposed to be funny, I guess. The humor's really hit or miss. Maybe it's because I'm not a kid anymore that it doesn't really appeal to me that much. But, you know, there definitely is some humor in the game that I do like. It's funny. It's one of those things where there's jokes when you're a kid that you think are funny because there are fart jokes later on in the game. And you think those are funny when you're a kid. Not so much when you're an adult, even though if executed well, a fart joke can be pretty funny. But then there's also that sophisticated humor that I didn't understand as a kid, but now I do. And in case kids are watching, I'm not going to go into full detail explaining a lot of the jokes in this game. Okay, so let's talk to this guy. I'm Frank. You are? Come on, can't you at least say your name? And this initiates the boss battle with Frank, the first boss battle in the game in which we can actually die, unlike against Starman Super. Not Starman Super, Starman Jr. I did it again. We'll get into Starman Super later. That's actually kind of important. Anyway, if you listen closely, his background music is actually the New Age retro hippie theme. It sounds remarkably similar to Johnny B. Good. In fact, like I said before, with the whole Beatles reference from the last episode, the music in this game has been often blamed as one of the big reasons this game took so long to get re-released. But anyway, this guy has a few different attacks. He can come out swinging, which is a low-level attack. He can brandish a knife, which is a high-level attack. He can say something nasty to you, which will drop your guts by, I think, about 2 points. And by dropping your guts, he not only lessens your ability to get critical smash attacks, but also lessens your chances of surviving mortal damage. Now, if you're not up to level 8, you can very well beat this guy below level 8. I'd still recommend being at level 6. He's got a 50-50% chance of being affected by hypnosis, so it's not even worth trying. It's best just to come out swinging, stay stocked up on hamburgers, and whenever your HP drops below 40, go ahead and heal. But we're at level 8. I took the time, so we're going to spend 10 psychic points in order to use PSI Rockin Alpha. And he's down in one hit. We took 71 HP out of him. I believe he only has 63 hit points. Yeah, it seems like overkill at the time for right now, but believe me, it's a very good idea to at least be at level 8 at this point in the game. Not required, just highly recommended, especially if you're new to the game. Fail-proof Frank can't be beaten. And this is Frankenstein Mark II, so after being beaten, he sicks another boss on us. This is Frankenstein Mark II. He has a few different attacks. He can either punch you, or he can tear into you. That's the way the game describes it. He tears into you, and that's his high-level attack. Other than that, every other turn, he wastes it by having to generate a burst of steam in order to recharge his attack. So you could use that opportunity to heal up. Once again, if you don't have to be at level 8 to take this guy on. But if you are below level 8, I'd still recommend being at level 6, roughly the same with Frank, since it's one boss fight after another. What you want to do is, same thing, just keep on bashing, and whenever your HP drops between 45 and 40, you want to use a hamburger in order to heal, or use PSI Life Up, because you're not going to have Rockin if you're not at level 8. So, but, once again, I took the time to grind to level 8. Doesn't take very long. So we're going to use PSI Rockin, and we no longer have enough psychic points in order to do Rockin, so we're going to have to bash into him. We took 53 HP out of him. I believe he has 91 HP. All right. One more attack ought to do it. Oh, that would definitely do it. Okay, this is my first defeat. Fail-proof Frank is now just Failure Frank. I know you've been asking around, so I'll tell you about Giant Step. It seems to be quite a powerful spot. Some kind of special power is stored there that allows certain people to perform wondrous feats. However, a monster sucked up all the energy at that spot. It's difficult to get to Giant Step. That's all I know. I suggest you collect more information on your own. The entrance to the path leading to Giant Step is behind the touring entertainer's shack. Pirkle, the mayor of Onett, has a key to the shack. Ness, you've become stronger than I. Your adventure is just beginning. Okay, so we're going to come back in here, go back out, because after you defeat Frank, you can come back to him at any point in the game. He'll tell you look stronger, and he'll let you rest, restoring your HP and PP to max. So you can come by and do that pretty much anytime you want to. Okay, now that we've defeated the sharks, yeah, he's not going to bother us now. We also don't have any more shark members running around as random enemies. So now we can go get an audience with the mayor since the sharks have been dealt with. And let's see, yeah, I don't really want to use a hamburger right now, but I'm going to need an empty space in my inventory. Yeah, I didn't go buy all those hamburgers, I just got them from level grinding. Thank you so much for all your help. In the next election, please give a speech supporting Mayor Pirkle. Hehehe. Okay, nice publicity stunt there. Hey, hey, hey! I'm Mayor B.H. Pirkle. It's so nice to meet you. You beat up the town bullies, punched them out big time, kicked their butts, bit their heads off, spit in their eyes, and made them wet their pants. Then you forced them to promise not to make any more trouble. Thank you. What? You want a key to the touring entertainer's shack? For someone as great as you, giving you the key could keep the town peaceful. However, if you encounter a dangerous situation, please don't ask me to take any responsibility. Okay, sorry about that pause there, folks. I had something I needed to tend to. So, anyway, I'll be able to avoid any responsibility, right? This is an example of one of those jokes I didn't understand as a kid. Now, as an adult, I understand that this is actually very, very accurate for a politician, specifically here in the U.S., which is kind of what EarthBound is going for, making fun of American stereotypes. And for the most part, I think every single one of them is hilarious. Yeah, we'll let you off the hook. You're such a smart kid. Here's a key to the shack. All right. Okay, before heading up to the touring entertainer's shack, there's a few things here in Onett that I wanted to show off. Nothing really important, just a few goofy things, quirky things that I wanted to show off. A few important things as well. Let's see. Open soon, Mock Pizza, Onett branch. It will never open, so don't even try. We'll be dealing with Mock Pizza later. This is the hospital. This could actually be very important until you get some advanced healing abilities later on in the game. If one of your characters dies, well, right now we're alone, so it's not going to really help us out. But if you have other members in your party and they've been knocked out in battle, you can come here and pay $110 by talking to this lady right now. Yeah, let's see. Oh, she'll explain it herself. If a good friend of yours becomes unconscious, come to the hospital right away. As long as you have money for the doctor's fee, you'll be able to see your friend completely recovered in no time. Besides being unconscious, whenever you don't feel so well, come and talk to the doctor. Everything I just told you applies to hospitals all over the world. So yeah, dead or not feeling so well, come by here. If they're dead, you're going to have to pay $110 per character in order to revive them. And then we got this guy right here. He's kind of special. Though you may not believe it, I'm a healer. If you have some illness that cannot be treated at the hospital, which we're in, it's my job to cure you. Do you need some help? Sure, I'll just say yes to show off the things. Okay, so the things he can do is soften you. There's a status effect later on in the game called diamondization. It's pretty much the equivalent of Final Fantasy's Petrify. You're turned into a diamond, and it's the equivalent of being dead. So, yeah, that's all there is to it. You're dead. If all of your characters get diamondized, game over. He'll soften you. Restore feeling. If you get paralyzed in battle, you'll be able to do no physical attacks, but you'll still be able to use your PSI attacks. But still, for a character like Ness, that can get a little inconvenient. And then, of course, you have Purify, which cures an illness later on in the game called Possession. It's where a little ghost is spinning around you, and every once in a while, he sticks his hands in you, makes you really cold, solidifies your body, and he does a bunch of other different random crap to you that can make battle really, really annoying. What do you look? Oh God, you're wearing way too much makeup. Have you ever suffered some type of sickness or condition that you couldn't get cured at a hospital? For example, being diamondized. Ah, yeah, there, they explain it. Where your head gets as hard as a diamond. Or mushroom eyes, where you have a mushroom on your head. If you're ever stuck with these types of embarrassing conditions, we of the Magic Healing Shrine are here to ease your pain. We're ready and waiting in the lobby of hospitals all over the world. The person next to me is a great teacher of magic healing. Oh yeah, there's another status effect later on in the game, which actually it's not too far. We can get it in the next town. Mushroomization. It's where a mushroom ends up on your head, and on top of making battle difficult by making you miss and things like that, or even making you confused to where you attack yourself, it screws up your controls here on the world map. So I'll press like down and it'll go up. And how you cure that? Go to the healer. But there's a little advantage to going to the healer to get rid of the mushroom. He will actually pay you $50 to take the mushroom off your hands, or off your head, that is. So remember that. Doesn't this house look good? You can buy it for only $7,500, and that's actually pretty good. Let's see, adjust for inflation, and yeah, it's still a pretty good deal. It has an ocean view, and sunsets are beautiful. Folks should have a place of their own. Do you want to buy it? No, not right now, but we can come by here much later in the game and purchase this house. It'll let us in, and there's actually something that you can get inside that will slightly affect the ending. Not required, but it's still fun to do. I must be the happiest man in the world. I can practice my trumpet in this scenic spot. I'll send my haunting melody throughout the town. And for you music buffs out there, that little tune he played is actually, if I'm not mistaken, Dvorak's Symphony No. 9 second movement, or at least a piece of it. Okay, anything else to show off before I go? Let's see. Well, I guess over here we have the bakery. They sell baked goods in there, healing items like bread rolls. We got the police station right there. We'll be dealing with that later. And let's see. I know one of these houses you can go into. I think it's this one. It's a funny little quirky joke line in here. This little girl. I wonder if EarthBound has been released yet. Nope. Nope. And remember her for later. A lot of fourth wall breaking humor in this game, so remember her way later in the game. And let's see. Oh, here we go. This is the Hint Man. Now, wait a minute, youngster. I could give you a great hint for just $35. You'd like a hint, wouldn't you? No, but if you, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll be back. Not. So, yeah, there you go. If you're stuck in the game, you can pay $35 and he'll give you a hint as to where to go and what to do next. So it's pretty handy, unlike current RPGs where it just shoves tutorials down your throat every 30 minutes. I'm looking at you, Mario and Luigi Dream Team. Okay, this little guy right here, oh wait, I think I already went over him. Didn't I already go over him? This little Mr. Rossetti-looking guy? Okay, I'm not your enemy. I'm your simple, average, run-of-the-mill mole. Would you like some hints on fighting enemies? No. I think I explained this earlier. I'm just not sure. Okay, well, in case I didn't explain it earlier, notice how the enemies... Yeah, this guy's running away from me. He is running away from me. And we got a green swirl, which means that we actually attacked him from behind. If it actually initiated the battle, then I'd have gotten the first turn because I snuck up on him and the battle was initiated by that green swirl. However, since I'm so much more significantly stronger than this particular enemy and the game knows it, it just automatically gave me a win. I actually wish more RPGs did that as well. The only ones that I can think of right off the bat are... Paper Mario, and that's only if you get a first strike. So, yeah, that's pretty much the only one I can think of. Alternatively, if an enemy attacks you from behind, the battle will be initiated by a red swirl, and your enemy will get the first attack, which could be really rough if you run into a group of enemies and they're able to inflict status effects on you, and they actually do that in the first round of battle, and okay, I'm getting way ahead of myself. That will piss me off later in the game, but for right now, let's use our key to the shack to unlock this shack. Okay, now we have unlocked that. Let's talk to this guy right here. Wow, you opened the door. All right, here's a trinket for good luck. It's the travel charm. And all right, we got the travel charm. Let's go ahead and equip that. It doesn't do anything for us as far as defense. However, it does protect us from paralysis. So it's a very good thing to have on you. The big footprint is called Giant Step. What a way cool name. And you know what? There's one more thing I wanted to, I'll probably look for it off camera on the way out of here. But there is one thing that I wanted to show off. I'll do it before we leave this town. Traveling Entertainer Shack. Don't enter. Or do not enter. One of those. Okay. Ooh. Oh, this place really is shack. Do they share this springy-looking broken bed? Ow. We'll take the back door, which I don't think is actually supposed to be there. All right, so welcome to the first of, the first proper dungeon of the game. Once we get through here, we'll actually have access to our first Your Sanctuary location, Giant Step, so we can collect that first of the 8 melodies for the Sound Stone. However, as Frank stated, there's a monster apparently absorbing all of the energy from Giant Step. So once we get to the end of this place, we're going to have to contend with a boss in order to get to our first sanctuary location. But that's going to have to wait until next time. And until next time, thank you for watching That LP Show, and have a one that is good.